unfortunately. But we're definitely still on the lookout for some corals. So,
okay.
Yeah.
All right, continue on. Do we want to do the same heading towards AD2?
Yes.
Going to cross over the top of this knoll if you're looking at HYPACK?
Yeah. Yep.
Great.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
ROV, we're going to do a slight heading change to 337. Does that work with you in the current?
Sure.
Roger. Bridge nav. 30 meters, 337. So shoreside, since we're moving upslope, we'll just be doing some smaller steps towards the waypoint 82. So again, if there's anything you want to stop to look at longer than just a quick zoom, do let us know.
Roger.
Okay, fab.
Thank you.
It should be a little bit gentler upslope now, right?
Yep, looking like a it'll start off a little steep and then level out. Perhaps more of a plateau.
Oh yeah, there's AD2. That's, yeah.
Ship move is underway. Herc move is underway?
Will be as soon as I turn this knob up.
Oh.
Ready?
Knob's turning. We're going for it.
Here we go.
I know. A little bit of autopilot, a little bit of like super pilot challenge. What a watch. Got about a half hour left.
Yeah, you want to fly an auto XY over there?
Yeah, actually, that would be good. I haven't used the auto as much.
I have
so
the joy gain, but yeah. So we had it set to 54 when we were transiting before.
Mm-hmm.
So all this, yeah, 0.3 there, 0.54 on the 54% on the joy gain. So, and then I just was bumping it up. If it gets steep, you need to step the auto altitude up a little bit, just so you don't bump into the hill. If it starts to get gentler, then you can step it down.
Yeah.
Just so the view's good. So I'll just keep dialing this up so you get. I'll keep it centered in the view. That's pretty steep there. You might want to bump it up.
Step up.
Yeah.
Maybe 2?
Yeah, a couple. It's only 0.2 steps, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is pretty steep. So. Just so you don't run into it.
Grabbing a sponge. Oh, grabbing another sponge.
Yeah.
More?
Yeah. So I'm going to be speeding up a little bit to catch up. So Just,
Looks like
you
an
just gotta
Aurora.
step it up and down just to keep it whatever with the slope. But okay, so that should be the right speed, presumably.
So Di, the aurora rockfish, those are the ones with the white patch on the top of their heads. Is that correct?
They're the ones with the more of, so the split nose has that upside down U on the side, sometimes, but not always. This is one of those color, color is not always the most, color and pattern is not always the most reliable, but, and of course the split nose. Aurora is similar, it does not have as split of a nose, not as prominent, and has more of a H on the side, according to Tom's descriptions. And then the other one is chameleon, and I think it's chameleon that has the big white area on the nape of the of the head that you're talking about. Yeah.
And it just updates the heading. Yeah. Cool. Oh.
And the three of those can be hard to tell apart, although split nose are usually often the most abundant. You get to practice those more than some of the others, I would say.
Yeah.
Dial it back a little bit.
Yeah, you're going a little fast.
Too much joy.
Yep, too much joy.
Tom says he hasn't seen any chameleons today. So far, only aurora, blackgill, and splitnose. Most abundant today has been aurora and blackgill. So that's another one in the mix, although blackgill are, their head and eye is pretty different from the others. Those other three that are more similar to each other, I would say. We'll see if Tom chimes in with another comment.
We're kind of both flying both now.
Yeah, mixed bag.
So that fish I called an aurora, it's possible it could have been a blackgill. And blackgill are called blackgill because the membrane on the operculum, the gill cover,
that you
has some
use
black.
Here, like your steps up and down, does the tolerance you need on that kind of depend on the speed that you're moving forward?
Wait.
Because when you're moving more slowly.
So this is the step size.
So
yeah.
I think
could we have a zoom on that asbestos pluma?
Right?
Oh,
Bob, can we get a
Zoom
zoom?
request, guys.
Yeah.
On the sponge that we just passed?
Yeah, so we've just gone over it. I've seen a couple of them. There was a branched, like one of those little carnivorous sponges. Looks like a little white pipe cleaner stick. And it would be, you probably could pick it up and slurp it.
Sounds like a ship stop.
Hold position.
Right here? That's it?
No, keep on coming down.
Keep coming down.
It's down, it's a little bit further down.
Right there, Telestrator.
Okay.
Coming up, Telestrator online.
I'm gonna zoom in now.
Be right with you. And zooming. Telestrator's on channel 3. Oh. So
Lovely.
where is it again, Steve?
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, those two fish we were seeing while we're focused on the sponge is, those are blackgill, Tom's saying. Blackgill rockfish.
Thanks, Tom.
And we did catch just a bit of a glimpse. I know our focus is on the sponge, but I caught a glimpse of the black pigment in gill membrane, the operculum gill cover membrane.
So are we collecting this? What are we doing? Just looking?
Yes, please.
We're collecting. Okay.
Yes, please, collecting.
This is going to be a challenge. Okay. Zoom out now.
Pilot challenge number 4.
Next jar is 6.
It's not going to be that bad. It'll be okay.
Oh, that's a nice. I'm sorry. I'm focusing on the fish. I'm getting excited
No,
about
that's
the
good,
fish
Di.
and the sponge too. But that larger rockfish under the cliff, I think, is a black gill too. It may have been one of the two we already saw, but it's a nice one. And so tell us about this sponge, Abby.
Yes, so this is a type of carnivorous sponge. So these were first discovered in Mediterranean caves. And since then, we've discovered over 100 species. They're very different from the classic filter feeding sponges that were first described. They completely lack that internal system of channels.
I'm going to need some more level from you, Bob. Comms. Ooh.
And what sorts of things do they eat, being carnivorous?
So they will eat,
plankton?
so hopefully we'll be able to see when we zoom in. They have these sharp hook-like spicules that kind of passively capture prey.
Yeah, it's as good as
and
going to get, Bob.
I don't know if the
Okay.
I don't know if the lasers are on or not, but do you want the lasers for the zoom or not?
The lasers,
No, that's all right. We don't need it for the
Okay.
zoom.
the lasers
Okay.
are on, so
They're on. They're just out of view.
Roger.
Oh, out of view,
Yeah.
yeah.
We don't need them, though.
It's just
Can we frame it up a
lasers
little
are
bit more, or is it too temperamental? Yeah.
It's pretty.
That's what I was
Small.
hoping.
It's not
to
a
get.
very big.
Oh.
There it is. Hey.
You got it.
That's good.
Lost me. Focus is good.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's all right. Okay, good captures. We can go on.
Go on to slurp, right? Yep.
yeah, we're on jar
Zoom it
number
out.
6, and I just flushed it, or I flushed it back in the flush jar, so.
So once the prey gets captured, it will basically the sponge produces these filaments, and it will just be absorbed into the sponge's tissue. There's been some really, really great, interesting work on the reproduction of one of these particular carnivorous sponges, and they found that when the larvae will brood inside the wall, like the tissue of the sponge, but then once the larvae get released, they sort of tear their way out of the sponge's body, and the sponge loses, over half of its tissue during that whole process. And then the final stage in that adult, yeah, it's pretty brutal. The final stage of that adult sponge's life is then it forms these little clumps, these little propagules that look like cotton balls on a stick, and that in that final stage, those propagules can disperse, and we think that is then kind of a final stage of asexual reproduction.
Ready?
Yep.
Yep, so if you could get the whole thing.
Hang on. Can you zoom out, Al? Gotta. Kind of up close and personal with it here. Oh. Darn it. All right, I gotta.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn off suction so you can.
Gotta reassign. Yeah, I'm too close to it. Darn it.
My other cat, I have to tell you, is sitting on the table watching this, just with fascination, as am I.
It's the lasers.
She's just glued to the screen watching you. Her head's moving as the claws are moving.
Sampling drama appeals to all creatures.
Okay.
Going back in.
Ready for section?
Yep.
Part of it's in there.
Is it in there?
I saw a part of it.
Let me turn off the suction and we'll see if it... Oh yeah, there it is.
I saw the whole thing go up the nozzle.
Yep.
Yeah, it's in the jar. All right.
0, Steve?
That's 80.
Abby, you see it in the...
Is that jar 6? Can I confirm?
Yeah, that is jar 6.
Okay, that's jar 6. Yeah.
Could I just confirm, did the piece with the base and the branches go in as well?
They went in. I can't quite see it in the jar. It was a little at a weird angle, but the long branch is at least in there. So I'm betting that it might have gotten broken up, but most of it's in there.
You can see the jars on satellite feed number 3, so that's the best view we have of it as well.
Oh yeah, I see a few pieces in here. Okay, fantastic. Thank you. Thank you for that. Apparently there's a little fish, a baby fish that on Science Chat.
Oops, I lost my comms there for a moment. Just in front of the porch. Oh, yes. I see it. Okay. Just in front of the 2 black blocks with the screws in the top. It's in front of the right one.
Oh, I see it.
Shoreside, can you repeat the rock that you're looking to zoom in on?
It's a little fish, and I think it's what I'm looking at. Of the 2 black on the porch, the 2 black blocks with the screws in the top, the right one, it's just above that, halfway between that, or a third of the way between that and the rock. Zoom in, please. Just to the left. Now the lasers are on it, I think. Yep, there it is. Okay, let's see if Tom knows what it is. Now we got it.
It's gonna be. Oh, it's really close. It's not very big.
That's good. I know it's tiny.
You mean that little sponge?
No, the fish.
Oh, the fish
No,
himself.
you had it before. There it is at the bottom, right there. That little fish. I don't know who that is, but we just wanted to look at it for a minute. And Tom says it's a baby blackgill rockfish. Cool.
He's pretty tiny.
I don't see the lasers. It's little.
Well, yeah, zoom out now.
Good lasers. Yes. And
lasers are on. Yeah, they're
right
there.
Very tiny.
That's how big he is.
Yeah.
oh, wow.
It's itty bitty. It's
3 or 4 centimeters.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you.
Alrighty, ready to keep moving?
ready to move on. Yeah.
Bridge nav. Three 0 meters,
Tom
bearing
does,
337.
sorry, Tom does a scuba survey of young of the year rockfish, so he's also excellent at identifying newly settled rockfish, which this one's a little farther along than that, I would guess, but not much farther. And he does scuba surveys of those, obviously at shallower depth.
You get a junk zoom, Al? It was 343?
337.
Oh, 337.
And we've got about 20 minutes left of our watch.
Did you already call in the move? I didn't
Sure
pay
did.
attention. Okay.
It's just started. So Bob, what was the most challenging thing you sampled today? What was the maneuver that was truly difficult? Any of them?
I don't remember.
They all looked easy, but...
You need something more challenging?
Yeah, I was going to say, you made it look easy, but they sure didn't seem like it was going to be.
They were really impressive.
We can add in some overhangs and stuff to make it a little bit more dramatic.
Actually, the landing on a wall is the hardest thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or sampling while you're still flying. That's always a joy.
What kind of things do you sample while you're flying?
Sometimes it's on a wall and you can't.
Oh, okay.
You can't land against something.
I just had this vision of you just like cruising and grabbing a sponge, keep going.
Yeah, you gotta live fly it and try and grab it. That's really.
So the hover, yeah.
Can you ever use Mongo to brace yourself?
Yeah, once in a while that works, but usually you knock stuff off and make a big mess. And
oh, we got a little overhang right here. On Argus, it does look a little steep.
Yeah.
But the sonar is not coming. Oh, maybe it is. It's really
That's
noisy today.
I don't think it's that bad. I think it just it goes over the top here in a
edge.
second. Yeah.
Got interesting all of a sudden.
Yeah, we can see over the top.
Yeah. But there's that weird.
Those are both black gills. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, we're just
Wait,
chatting through the noise on the sonar. There's.
Oh, I gotta get a move on here.
So I have a question about fish because I know nothing about fish. What are the major differences between the thorny heads that we were seeing earlier in previous dives and the rockfish? Is it just a depth difference?
No, they overlap. The one of the main distinctions is that rockfish, genus Sebastes, has 13. One of the distinguishing characters is that they have 13 dorsal spines, and the thorny heads tend to have more, 15 or more, I think it is. So they're related, but that's one of the characters that separates the two. Fishes are identified by spine, the rockfishes and the thorny heads as well. They're separated if you're going through a key by head spines and number of fin rays and how many are hard and how many are soft and those sorts of things. But that's one of the key characters that separates the thorny heads from the rockfishes, is that number of dorsal spines, and dorsal being on the back. And Tom is reminding me that thorny heads lay eggs whereas rockfish, the genus Sebastes, are internal fertilizers with some maternal nutrition and extrude larvae. So it's sort of a live birth. They're not a birth that they give birth to larvae and have internal fertilization.
Cool.
Yeah. And I don't know how many actual mating events have ever been observed, but it's one of the mysteries of rockfish life history. And down here in the Southern California Bight, we've got at least, I think, 60 species of Sebastes rockfish. I think there are 3 species of thorny heads. I think only 2 occur down in this area. Tom will chime in if I got that wrong. Oh, who is that sticking up?
Are we doing a transect or are we just cruising?
Cruising, looking
No.
around.
We're moving. We're covering some ground.
Do you think that was a bubblegum dye?
I was wondering. Tom says we also just passed an Isolinus sculpin. Darn it, I missed it. The sculpins really blend in with their surroundings. They can be hard to make out.
Sea star on a shell sponge could be a Poecilastra.
You can tell we're climbing by that angle of things, yeah. And I don't think we've moved far enough to do another transect. That would put us in the middle of a watch change anyway, so I think we'll probably just keep transiting. And then maybe at the watch change, they can start another transect.
Roger,
Does that sound about right?
Yeah, we're about 90 meters right now. So I think we've got 13 minutes to go, I think.
Yeah.
Might be better.
So that's a little thorny head there to the left of the lasers and a hagfish off to the right. Of course, hagfish are easy. And another thorny head. And a hake, it looks like.
And these kind of dull covered round sponges, they look very much like the mucus bombs.
What is that, an octopus?
Octopus.
That over there? Yeah, octopus.
Hey.
Top right.
Oh, yeah.
Are we looking at him or are what are we doing? Cruising.
You want to zoom in on him?
Oh.
Shall we? Is it too late? Sorry, we're too slow in our...
It's never too late. We zoom in now.
There he is.
Never too late for an octopus zoom.
There is a little bit of a delay because I didn't see it when you called
turn
it
the lasers
out.
off?
Yeah.
It's not a lot.
Oh.
He's sleeping.
All curled up.
Hey, you're not allowed to do that.
Trying to remember which captures I need to grab later. Yes, you are 100% right.
Somebody keeps telling me that.
Going for a little walk. so the ship completed that step. So if we want to look around at anything else here, it's easy to do.
All right. You ready to tilt up? Al? Tilting up.
Take the tilt. Fine precision tilting, panning.
Any guess on species for this octopus?
I do not know. I'm looking at the chat to see if anybody chimes in.
Yeah, I've got a guide up.
Looks like he's going for the hole.
I love the way it's keeping its arms all wrapped up as it moves.
It's almost like walking.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen that behavior in warmer water octopus, but not down here.
Lisa says, octopus octopedii.
All right. Does it have a common name? Probably not.
I haven't seen anyone mention that. So,
Enteroctopus?
what was that, Abby?
Enteroctopod. I'll put it in the science chat, but I'm not sure on this. It's definitely slower scrolling through a PDF than flicking through guides that you'd normally have at the lab or on Nautilus.
I'm zooming in.
You want me to center it up more?
I don't know. If you could, but might be asking for too much.
Enteroctopus is the genus for the giant Pacific octopus. Is this?
Oh, no.
No, okay.
No, then not that.
Okay,
Amanda says, octopus californicus.
that sounds. Oh, this is a great little angle. Hello, looking straight at us.
Thank you.
What must you think of us?
Got some hitchhikers on him.
California big eye octopus, apparently.
The eyes seem to be closed.
Mine would be too if I had this light in
Too
front
bright.
of me.
Yeah.
Too bright, yeah.
Kind of like going from sleeping to being in front of like a big array of stadium lights.
Yeah,
Yeah.
stage.
Yeah.
Sorry, bud.
Work his way into the frame.
Our video production team thanks you.
Yeah.
Be a great clip. Going for a stroll.
It's like it's trying to make itself as small as possible.
Yeah.
All right, we seen enough of this?
Yeah, we can leave them alone.
Not exciting enough?
Marveling an
Tom
octopus
says he,
hundreds of meters
Tom
below the
says he wishes
seafloor.
Yeah.
Tom says
right.
he wished there
Carry
was as
on.
much enthusiasm for hagfish.
I love hagfish. I'm ready to zoom in on them anytime. Bridge nav.
So Amanda's saying that the closed eyes is just an
You wanna
illusion.
zoom in
Its
again,
eyes
Al?
are likely open,
Ah,
but they're just orange, so it looks like they're shut.
Okay, zoom out.
Oh, that's a nice zoom. Let's see.
We've got 5 minutes left
Take
before
the
the watch
urchin.
change.
Okay.
Oh, hello.
Oh,
Skate. With claspers? Nope, maybe not.
Oh, here it comes through.
He's not going to hang around.
Long nose.
Ah, nice. Pretty little sponge there. Put one in the middle. Oops, I'm freezing up again.
It's a diverse sponge cluster.
Steep again.
Mm.
Yeah. Ship move
Little
has started.
sculpin poking out.
Yeah, it should level out after this little
Yeah, I can
rise.
see over the top.
Yeah. Just looking at contour lines, it starts getting kind of a plateau.
Meredith wants to know if we're full up on sponges, Abby.
I think so. I think there's maybe one free slurp.
That's right.
Wow, that is a large dead sponge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This has just been an amazing sight.
Yeah. And even after they die, though, they continue to provide structure and substrate for other things.
What about this little sponge in the top right corner? It looks like a white stalk with a white ball on top and long spicules.
Oh, yeah.
Is that something we've seen before?
Is it a
There's
sponge
another
or is
one
it a
above it.
coral?
Zoom in now.
Yeah, let's zoom in on
There's
that.
also another sponge which I do think is on our list below, which is like a white plate and it's got big pores. Let's have a look at these. I thought this might be a coral.
Meredith says it's a coral. And Meredith, if you're on, I think you're on the next watch. If you want to jump on the SPL now, since we're about to transition anyway, we've got room for one more. That would work.
And the ship's holding position, so we can stay as long as we need here.
Oh, thank you. Okay. Hi, Di.
Could we also...
Hi.
Hi, Meredith. Whoa.
There's a black gill that just went by. Sorry to interrupt with the fish.
Might need to move back a little. Out of view.
I can also spin around, but either way.
Yeah. Yeah, we're out of.
Where'd it go? Now, is that the moldy cheese sponge in front of us, or?
I think it is growing on the dead sponge skeleton under the lasers.
There's quite a bit of conversation going on about this in the chat.
Yeah.
It is watch change time.
All right.
We might need a little bit more direction on that sponge you were talking about.
How much of a move did you put in?
10 meters.
Yeah, we're out of view on the overhead. Maybe
That ship
twice that.
Just started. Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to sign off. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much. Make some room for the next person to come on. Thank you so much.
Yeah, same for me. Thank you. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for the samples.
So for everyone following along, we're going to have some quiet here in the van and on the video as the watch change transitions over. The pilots are handing off and giving one another reports on what the last shift was like. And after they get all settled, we'll be ready to start moving again.
Hi everyone, Lizzie Duncan is joining.
Hi Lizzie, this is Meredith Everett on the other science position.
Hello, hopefully you've gotten some rest since the last time we spoke.
About 3 hours.
Oh, that's not as much as I was hoping to hear.
It's okay.
roughly the same for me.
Since we
and
have
I'm feeling it, so.
Yeah, since the next dive isn't until tomorrow afternoon, I'll get a solid night's sleep tonight and be ready to start on midnight Saturday.
Oh, I see a heteropolypus. Or is it still heteropolypus? I know they changed. Or was it Anthomastus?
It was Anthomastus. It is now heteropolypus.
Okay. Oh, mushroom coral.
Does look like we're finally.
So it sounds like. Yeah. Oh, I'm excited. I'm not mad that we got the shift.
Zoom in, Steve.
If you can zoom in on that plate-like sponge, the white one that has, it has large pores just to the left. It's in frame now. It looks kind of dirty. Yeah. And you'll see as we zoom in, there's a dead heterocone just above that plate sponge that has a tiny bit of moldy cheese sponge growing inside of it.
Actually, zoom out, Steve. I can see where I am here. Just give me a second.
Yeah. That is a much different perspective.
So I just wanted to do a friendly reminder to everyone today about comms. If you're gonna take off,
can you close the? Sorry, Steve. Can you close the starboard box?
If you're gonna be adjusting your headset, or especially if you're taking it off and putting it down on your desk, just remember to please mute it for us. And
close the starboard box.
Oh yeah.
And change the camera. Sorry, let us get sorted out here, Steve. And you can change that camera to the rail cam. Yeah, both of them. Doesn't look like it's closed all the way. Sponge is really cramping my style. Okay, the white sponge. Zoom in a bit, Steve, please. I lost the plot here.
Yeah, it's the plate sponge in the upper right part of the frame right now. It's kind of covered in some muck.
Zoom in a little there. So with reference to the lasers?
Just upwards of the lasers, 8 lasers.
Okay, zoom in there. I wanted to see the red thing anyway. That's good.
Perfect. So this plate sponge was one that they had zoomed on just before the shift change. And you'll see just to the upper left of the big white sponge, we're calling this moldy cheese sponge. But I'm wondering, Abby, if you're still on, if you want it to collect, and if so, if we could slurp it, because I'm seeing her saying that she's full of sponges already.
Little purple and black guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, she's saying she doesn't think we can.
I was say we have one slurp jar that's empty, number 7, that it could go in if she did want to sample that.
That starboard box is still not closed.
It must have popped out.
Maybe that's why it was open before. It might be just creeping out.
Yeah.
What's that?
Maybe that's why it was open before. Is it creeping out on its own?
I definitely didn't hit it.
Yeah, he closed it. So we'll keep an eye on that.
All right.
Okay, so we're good with the zoom. Thank you.
Is that a go on the slurp?
Yeah, we're going to skip it. We don't think that'd be slurp accessible via slurp.
If we find one that's on like just like a very flat wall, it might be a scrape and slurp, but they haven't had much success with that in the past.
I can't hear you too well. You might have to put the mic closer to your...
Is that better?
Yep.
Okay, turned up
Yeah,
my
you sound good
microphone
now.
sensitivity. I was saying if we see one eventually on like a flat wall, it might be a scrape and slurp, but we won't be able to scrape that one off that header or coney very effectively, so.
Oh, I can scrape it off all right. That sponge on my left though is kind of, but we can get in there if you want.
So Abby is now saying there's a vertical white sponge in the lower left quadrant of the screen. It's kind of a plate-like sponge.
Yeah, that one by the lasers.
That perhaps, yes, the lasers are on it right now.
I can zoom in a bit there, Steve.
She thinks it's probably brittle, so we could slurp a piece if that was possible.
Yeah, we can do. Okay, you'll have to zoom out for me. I'm gonna come park on this rock here.
Yeah, we're getting confirmation she would like to try to slurp a piece of this off. There's been an attempt at a collection of this species before, but it didn't quite go so well last time. So we'd like to take advantage of this opportunity.
It was very brittle and it fell apart, so only we didn't have it in a slurp, and so only a few very fragmentary pieces came up the last time we tried. So a slurp into a ball will keep it nicely contained.
Yeah, good point. We are stacked with sponges. Abby, while you're still in the science chat, is there any doubling up we can do if Meredith would like some corals at some point? We don't want to mix up your samples, but if there's any efficiencies, it'd be good to know what you would be okay with.
We can usually double corals into containers with sponges. We just don't want to cross the sponges at all because you don't want to cross-contaminate their spicules.
Okay. Okay, cool. Then that's easy.
The starboard box does appear to be creeping open slowly.
Yeah.
Let me try it on this. You can change your camera over to the jar and flush a little bit. All right, go ahead and flush there. Okay, what's our last jar?
Number 7.
Number 7. Okay, Jake, you want to turn it off there, and might as well flush number 7 too.
Roger.
And will this be sample 81?
Yes, this will be sample number 81.
Okay, Steve, if you zoom in for us. Okay. That's a grab there, I think. Go ahead and go full power.
Full power.
Oh.
There's not a front box we can put that in, is there?
No, there are sponges in all of our boxes already.
Okay, I'll have to do a smear.
Yeah, get a cookie cutter of it.
There it is.
One piece. Yeah. How much is enough?
Turn the suction off now. Okay, back on.
Be fun cookie cutouts of the sponge.
Now we wait.
Abby says it's pre-subsampled.
Just waiting for those big pieces to come into the jar there.
Yep.
Can you look up at the upper part of the minute with bubble, make sure I'm not kissing the cliff there. Look to the left a little.
As far as I can go.
Did they come in? I wasn't watching.
I haven't seen all of them.
Turn it off for a second. See what we got.
Just one.
Okay, full power. Let me come off my verts here. We're just gonna float dead stick. You'll get more power to the slurp.
Oh, there's part of it?
Something's coming through there.
Yeah. It didn't look like it though.
Oh, there's a big piece.
Oh, it's
Nice.
coming.
2 pieces?
I think that's the first piece there.
Oh. I think I see 2. Yeah.
Give it another minute. Now we know which way the current's going now. Just letting the ROV float there to full pressure to the slurp pump. What are we doing after this?
We'll be headed towards the next waypoint and hopefully starting a transect soon. Dependent on terrain and the environment.
Turn it off for a second. Click the jar to the flush and back. Yeah, I think they're all